Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Unlocking the Paradigm Portal. My name is Sarah. I'm feeling particularly feisty today after that really cool full moon, lunar eclipse, blood moon situation we had yesterday. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Monday, we talked about being the lighthouse, right? And about building that steadiness inside of yourself and those micro moments every single day that anchor you so deeply that when that storm rolls in, you don't become the chaos, you become the calm. And I hope that you sat with that, and I hope that something shifted, because let me tell you, I listened to it just to see how it sounded and to hear the message again myself. And I got to be honest, something shifted in me, and it was pretty damn cool. So I hope that you're there with me. But here's what I know happens after an episode like that. You may feel it, and you really feel it. And then you wake up Tuesday and that self-doubt creeps back in, and that little voice says, yeah, but you're not there yet. You're not steady enough. You're not ready enough. And maybe when things calm down, maybe when you have more time, maybe when you feel more like a lighthouse and a little bit less like a screwed up shipwreck, right? So I need you to hear me on this. That voice is lying to you. It is completely full of crap. Readiness is not a feeling. It is not something that arrives one morning like a package on your doorstep, and you don't wake up ready. You don't stumble into confidence. You don't find your footing by waiting for the ground to stop shaking. Readiness is built. It is built in motion, in those micro movements that we talked about. It is built through action and by doing the thing before you feel equipped to do it, which I know feels counterintuitive, particularly if you struggle with perfectionism tendencies. And if you do, I feel you hard. Refer back to my series about breaking free from perfectionism and how it lied. Actually, I will link it at the end of this. Okay, where was I? So you have to equip yourself with this, right? It doesn't just naturally happen on its own. And you do that by taking action consistently, showing yourself that you can make yourself ready, and then discovering on the other side that you were more capable than you may have known. And think about every single thing in your life that you are proud of, like every relationship, every pivot, every hard conversation, every time you rebuilt yourself from the ground up. Were you ready for it? No. You were scared and you did it anyway. And you were uncertain and you moved anyway. You didn't have a map and you took a step and you made one. That is who you are. So don't let a feeling like unreadiness make you forget it. And I want to talk about what waiting actually costs you, because, I don't know that we talk about the costs enough of these autopilot responses and reactions that we have. We treat waiting like it's neutral. Like it's the safe choice. Like you're just literally not moving. So you're not going backwards, but you're not going forwards. But staying still does not mean that nothing is happening. And waiting is not neutral. Waiting is a decision. Making no decision is a decision, by the way. Making no choice, avoiding making a choice is making a choice. And every single day that you wait for readiness to show up before you take action, that is a day you spend building a life that is smaller than the one that you are capable of, that is keeping yourself in a state of stuck, in a rut. So if you have been avoiding a decision or avoiding a choice, I want you to hear me. And yeah, I'm being a little bit sledgehammery today because I already warned you, I'm feeling feisty. If you have been avoiding a choice or a decision, you made the choice to stay stuck. Just think about that for a minute. And think about where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. If you had taken the step then, the one that you were waiting to feel ready for, where would you be right now? Would you be living your best life? Would you be happy? Would you have been doing all the things that you had talked about doing instead of staying in stagnation? Just sit with that. Now, I'm not asking that to make you feel behind. I'm asking it because I want you to feel the weight of what waiting actually costs. And I don't mean this in a punishing way. And I'm not being feisty in a judgmental way. I'm seeing all the places where I've kept myself in a state of waiting or stuck. And man, it feels really good to see it and just say a giant F no to that. And I want you to look at it in like a waking up way, because the version of you that's possible, that full, unapologetic, lighthouse version of you who is happier than you can possibly comprehend right now, that person is not waiting for you to feel ready. That person is waiting for you to get your ass moving, light a fire under it already. And that person is waiting for you to decide. That future version is sitting there, twiddling its thumbs, looking at its watch, going, any day now. And here's what I know about decision. Real decisions, not the wishy-washy, I'll try kind, but like the bone deep, I'm doing this kind. Real decision doesn't require readiness, it creates it. And the moment that you make a true decision, your whole system reorganizes around it. Your focus shifts, your energy shifts, the resources, the people, the opportunities, they start showing up. Not because the universe is magic, although it definitely is, but because your brain is now scanning for what supports the decision instead of what confirms the fear. I have been feeling this the last 24 hours, just one little micro shift in the mindset, and all of a sudden, everything explodes in the best way forward. And man, I want that for you, because making a decision, it's the switch. And then readiness is what gets built after you flip that switch. So here's the thing about the lighthouse that I didn't say on Monday, and I want you to really hear this. The lighthouse was not built in a day. It was not dropped fully formed onto the rocks and told to start shining, okay? It was built stone by stone in all kinds of weather, and by people who had no guarantee that it would stand, but built it anyway because the alternative was leaving people lost in the dark. You are being built the same way. Now, every hard conversation you have, that's a stone. Every boundary you hold when everything in you wants to collapse, that's a stone. Every morning you get up and choose yourself when the old patterns are screaming at you to shrink down, that's a stone. And every time you do the thing afraid, that's a stone. Every time you tell the truth when a comfortable lie is sitting right there, that's a stone. You are not waiting to become the lighthouse. You are already building it. And the people in your life, the ones who are lost, the ones who are struggling, the ones who need someone steady to navigate by, they need you to keep building. They need you to stop waiting. They need you to be so freaking committed to your own becoming, so to speak, that your light becomes impossible to ignore. And that is not selfish. I need you to hear that too. Becoming the most grounded, most self-aware, most fully alive version of yourself is not a selfish act. You deserve full-on joy, full-on radiating happiness and peacefulness and fire and being fired up, but we hear that, and I think most people think it's a negative thing, but no, in the most powerful, positive way. It is an act of service, because any person who knows who they are and what they stand for and refuses to shrink for anyone's comfort, that person changes the rooms that they walk into. Their energy shifts the entire environment. And that person raises children differently and loves differently and works differently and exists differently. So your wholeness, becoming truly whole in yourself and choosing and making decisions for you, is not just for you. It is a ripple effect. It sends echoes out into the universe. So here's your challenge for today. And I mean today, not someday, not when things calm down, not when the kids are grown and the mortgage is paid and the stars align. Today, identify the one thing that you have been putting off because you don't feel ready. The conversation, the application, the decision, the email, the first session, the first step toward the thing you keep circling but never touch. Write it down. I mean, actually write it down. You can write it on your hand if you want to. I don't give a crap. I did that this morning. I journaled 15 pages. 15 freaking pages between writing down the things that I've been putting off and then flipping the dynamic into building the most radically audacious, joy-filled, beautiful existence of everything I could possibly want for myself. And every time I found myself shrinking it down, whether because of my own discomfort or thinking of other people's discomfort, I X'd it out and I went even bigger. So start with writing down the thing you've been avoiding. Okay? And then I want you to take one action toward it before the sun goes down tonight. One small micro action. Don't do the whole thing. You just need one stone. You don't need the perfect version, not the version that requires you to have it all figured out first. Just take one action, one stone. Because here's the truth that nobody who is playing small wants to accept. The storm is not going to stop before you start. Life is not going to hand you a perfect window of calm and clarity and confidence and say, okay, now you're ready. Go. No, the lighthouse shines in the freaking storm, not after it, and so do you. One stone today, that's all I'm asking. And tomorrow we stack another one, so let's go. It is go time. You've got today. Use it wisely. And I would really love if you would leave in the comments, what is your one stone today? And I will leave one in there as well. So like, share, subscribe. Big time with the subscribing. It helps me get more visibility. And I know that there's a lot of people watching who have not subscribed. So help a girl out here, okay? Keep kicking ass and taking names and share your stone stories with me. I would love to hear them. I will be back Thursday night for the next installment of Light in the Dark. And then Friday morning, we are going to compound onto this one stone theory. So the ball is rolling. Take action. I'll see you another time.